The door slammed shut with a force that rattled the cheap IKEA frames on our walls, and I watched as Daphne stormed in, her face a mask of unyielding ice, eyes like shattered glass reflecting the neon glow from the New York streets below. "What the hell is this?" she snarled, holding up the small, humming device I'd left on her bed, its soft blue light pulsing like a heartbeat in her trembling hand. In that moment, as the device activated on its own, projecting faint holograms of forgotten memories into the air between us, I realized I'd just unleashed a storm neither of us was prepared for. Our story began in the cramped confines of a Brooklyn brownstone apartment, where the rent was sky-high and the heating was perpetually broken. I was Jamie Thompson, a 28-year-old graphic designer chasing dreams in the city that never sleeps, armed with optimism and a penchant for quirky gadgets from flea markets. Daphne Rivera, my roommate of 6 months, was the polar opposite. A 27-year-old software engineer with a fortress around her heart, her responses clipped, her presence as chilly as the drafts sneaking through our windows. We'd met through a Craigslist ad. She needed a place after a messy breakup, and I needed help with the bills. Little did I know, our cohabitation was about to become the canvas for a masterpiece of human connection. It started innocently enough. One rainy Saturday, I wandered into a vintage electronics shop in the village, drawn by the musty scent of old circuits and forgotten tech. Amid the clutter I spotted it, a sleek palm-sized device labeled Echolink Prototype. Connects minds, reveals truths. The shop owner, a grizzled man with a Brooklyn accent thick as bagel dough, chuckled when I asked about it. Experimental junk from the 90s. Supposed to sync brainwaves or some nonsense. Take it for $20. It's probably broken. I bought it on a whim, thinking it might thaw Daphne's frosty demeanor. A silly icebreaker for our awkward silences over takeout. That evening, as thunder rumbled outside, I placed it on her pillow with a note. For the roommate who never smiles, maybe this will spark something. When she found it, her reaction was volcanic. "Jamie, this isn't funny. What if it's spyware?" But curiosity flickered in her eyes, and before I could explain, she pressed the central button. A low hum filled the room and suddenly ethereal projections danced in the air. Snippets of thoughts, emotions like whispers from our subconscious. At first it was trivial, my craving for pizza, her annoyance at my messy desk. But then deeper layers peeled back. I saw flashes of Daphne's childhood in a small Texas town, her strict parents dismissing her dreams, the sting of rejection when she came out as gay in high school. My own vulnerabilities surfaced. The loneliness after moving from Seattle, the unrequited crushes that left me guarded. We sat there stunned as the device wove our inner worlds together, revealing a hidden empathy we'd both buried. The next morning over coffee the air felt different, charged, almost electric. "That thing. It's weird," Daphne muttered, but her voice lacked its usual edge. We talked for hours, sharing stories we'd never voiced. She opened up about her ex, Maria, who had cheated and left her shattered, vowing never to trust again. I confessed my own heartbreaks, the way I'd poured myself into work to avoid real connections. For the first time, laughter echoed in our apartment, melting the invisible barriers. As weeks passed, the Echolink became our ritual. We'd sync up in the evenings, exploring the device's capabilities. It wasn't just memories, it amplified emotions, letting us feel echoes of each other's joys and pains. One night, during a particularly intense session, I felt a surge of warmth from Daphne, a quiet admiration for my resilience, tinged with something deeper, something romantic. My heart raced. I'd always found her intriguing, her sharp intellect and quiet strength drawing me in like a moth to flame. But I pushed it down, fearing rejection. Yet the device didn't lie. It revealed my growing affection, projecting it subtly in swirls of color. Daphne's eyes widened. "Jamie, is this real?" she whispered. In that vulnerable moment we leaned in, our hands brushing, and shared our first tentative kiss. Not passionate but tender, a bridge over the chasm of our isolations. It was the start of something beautiful, or so I thought. But shadows loomed. Daphne began pulling away, sessions growing shorter. "It's too much," she'd say, her walls rebuilding. I sensed a secret, something the device hinted at but couldn't fully unveil. One evening while she was out, I synced alone, delving deeper. What I discovered shattered me. Fragments of betrayal. Daphne had been in contact with Maria, old messages resurfacing, A pull from the past that threatened our budding bond. Confrontation brewed like a storm over the Hudson. "Why didn't you tell me?" I demanded, tears stinging. She broke down, admitting the ex had reached out, stirring doubts. "I thought I was over her, but this device, it makes everything raw." Our argument escalated, words like daggers exposing insecurities. In the heat, Daphne smashed the Echolink, shards scattering like our trust. Silence descended, days blurring into a cold war. I buried myself in work, sketching designs that mirrored my turmoil. Fractured hearts mending in abstract forms. Daphne retreated to her room, the apartment feeling emptier than ever. But in the quiet, reflection took root. I realized the device hadn't created our bond, it had merely illuminated it. Without it, we had to choose fight for us or let go. One crisp autumn night, as leaves swirled outside, Daphne knocked on my door. "Jamie, I messed up. Maria was a ghost. You're my reality." We talked through the night, forgiving, understanding. The betrayal wasn't malice but fear, a human flaw we both shared. In embracing our imperfections, our love deepened, rooted not in tech but in genuine connection. As winter gripped New York, our relationship evolved from fragile whispers to a steady flame. Without the Echolink, we navigated emotions the old-fashioned way. Conversations over steaming mugs of cocoa, walks through snow-dusted Central Park, hands intertwined against the chill. Daphne's iciness thawed, revealing a woman of depth. Her passion for coding algorithms that could change lives. Her secret love for poetry that she recited under starless city skies. I shared my art, doodling portraits of her that captured the subtle curve of her smile, the way her dark hair framed her face like a frame of midnight. But drama simmered beneath the surface. My best friend Lena, a fiery journalist from Queens, sensed the shift. "Jamie," she's still guarded. "Be careful." Lena had her own history of heartbreaks, making her protective. One evening at a cozy bar in the East Village, over craft beers and indie folk music, Lena grilled Daphne. "What are your intentions?" Daphne, unflinching, replied, "To make her happy every day." It was sincere, but Lena's skepticism planted seeds of doubt in me. Meanwhile, Daphne's work at a tech startup intensified. Late nights became the norm, her laptop glowing like a barrier between us. I tried to understand, the pressure of Silicon Alley dreams, the fear of failure echoing her parents' expectations. But isolation crept in. One night I found her crying over an email. A promotion offer in San Francisco. "It's my chance, Jamie. But leaving you." The conflict tore at her, a high-stakes drama unfolding in our tiny living room. I felt the sting of potential abandonment, memories of past lovers who chose careers over commitment resurfacing. "Are you running again?" I accused, voice cracking. She denied it, but the tension escalated. We argued about futures, my roots in New York, her ambitions pulling westward. In a moment of raw emotion, Daphne confessed, "I'm scared. What if I fail there? What if I lose you here?" The climax built during a holiday party at Lena's loft. Amid twinkling lights and laughter, Maria appeared. Uninvited, a ghost from Daphne's past. Tall, charismatic, with a smile that could disarm armies, she cornered Daphne. "I've changed. Give us another shot." I overheard, heart plummeting. Daphne hesitated, the betrayal from before echoing. But she pulled away. "No, Maria. I'm with Jamie now." Yet doubt festered. Back home I confronted her. "Did you invite her?" Daphne swore no, but a text on her phone, innocent coordination for work, looked suspicious. In my pain I lashed out. "You're just like the others, cold, uncommitted." She stormed out into the blizzard, leaving me alone with regrets. The next day, as snow blanketed the city, I searched for her. Found her in our favorite cafe, nursing a latte, eyes red. "I didn't betray you," she said softly. We dissected the misunderstanding. The text was from a colleague about Maria's involvement in a project. My jealousy had blinded me. In tears we forgave, but the wound lingered, a reminder of our fragilities. Spring brought renewal. We attended therapy together. A quintessentially American pursuit of self-improvement in a midtown office with views of skyscrapers. Our counselor, Dr. Ellis, guided us through exercises, sharing fears, building trust. Daphne opened about her abandonment issues from childhood, how they manifested in emotional distance. I admitted my tendency to assume the worst, a defense from past hurts. Our bond strengthened through small acts, surprise picnics in Prospect Park, dancing in our kitchen to old jazz records. Daphne turned down the San Francisco job, choosing us. "You're my anchor," she said. But life threw another curve. My design firm faced layoffs. Financial stress mounted, testing our resilience. In a dramatic turn, Lena revealed her own feelings. "I've loved you for years, Jamie." Shocked, I realized her protectiveness masked jealousy. The confrontation was intense, friendship strained. Daphne stood by me as I navigated the fallout, our unity a beacon. Through it all, romance bloomed. Stolen kisses in subway cars, whispered promises under Brooklyn Bridge lights. Our love was human, flawed, passionate, enduring. As summer approached, we planned a road trip upstate, escaping the city's chaos for lakeside cabins. But fate intervened. Daphne's startup collapsed in a scandal. Embezzlement by executives. She was cleared, but the betrayal from trusted colleagues echoed her past. Devastated, she withdrew again. Everything I touch crumbles. I held her through nights of doubt, reminding her of our strength. In a moment of clarity, we rebuilt. I freelanced, she pivoted to a nonprofit coding for social good. Our apartment became a haven of creativity. My sketches on walls, her prototypes on tables. The hidden bond, once revealed by a device, now sustained by choice. The summer heat wave turned New York into a sweltering cauldron, mirroring the simmering tensions in our lives. Daphne and I escaped to the Catskills for a weekend, driving up in my battered Honda, windows down, singing along to Fleetwood Mac. The cabin by the lake was rustic, with fireflies dancing at dusk, a perfect backdrop for rekindling. We swam in cool waters, shared stories under starry skies, our laughter echoing off the mountains. "This is us, Jamie, away from the noise," Daphne said, her hand in mine, a promise of forever. Back in the city, reality crashed in. My freelance gigs dried up, bills piling like autumn leaves. Daphne's new job at the nonprofit was fulfilling but underpaid. We argued over money, petty squabbles escalating into full-blown dramas. "Why didn't you take the San Francisco offer?" I snapped one night, regret instant. Her face hardened. "Because I chose you. Is that not enough?" The conflict deepened when Maria resurfaced, this time professionally. She joined a rival firm, poaching clients from Daphne's old startup remnants. Whispers of sabotage reached us. Anonymous tips painting Daphne as complicit in the scandal. Paranoia set in. "She's out for revenge," Daphne fumed. I supported her, but doubts crept. Was Maria's return coincidental? In a twist of fate, Lena apologized, mending our friendship. I was wrong to interfere. She helped investigate, her journalistic skills uncovering Maria's manipulations. Forged emails, planted rumors. The revelation was a high-stakes drama, unfolding in coffee shops and late-night calls. We confronted Maria at a tech conference in Manhattan, the air thick with tension. "You're pathetic," Maria sneered, clinging to the past. Daphne stood tall. "No, I'm building a future." The exchange was electric, closure finally grasped. But the damage lingered. Daphne's reputation tarnished, job offers scarce. Emotionally drained, we leaned on each other. Long walks through Washington Square Park sharing gelato became therapy. I painted a mural in our apartment, a swirling abstract of our journey, colors blending from cold blues to warm reds. Daphne wrote code for an app helping LGBTQ+ youth, channeling pain into purpose. Romance wove through the chaos. A surprise date to the Met, wandering hand in hand among masterpieces. "You're my art," I whispered. She blushed, pulling me close. Our kisses were deeper now, infused with the knowledge of survival. Yet, betrayal struck from an unexpected angle. My estranged sister, Claire, visited from Seattle. Jealous of my new life, she dug into Daphne's past, uncovering a juvenile record. Petty theft from her troubled teens. Claire confronted us over dinner. "She's not good for you." The accusation ignited fury. Daphne fled, humiliated. I chased her to the rooftop, city lights sprawling below. "It doesn't matter. I love you." Tears streamed as she shared the story. Desperation after her parents disowned her for being gay. I was lost. In that vulnerable exchange, forgiveness flowed. We disinvited Claire, boundaries set. The high trio arrived during Pride Month. Amid parades and rainbows, Daphne proposed a commitment ceremony. Not legal marriage yet, but a vow. Will you be my forever? On a float in the march surrounded by cheers, I said yes. But fate twisted. A car accident en route home, minor but shaking. In the hospital, holding hands, we realized life's fragility. Recovery brought introspection. We volunteered at a shelter for queer youth. Our story inspiring others. Daphne's app launched, gaining traction. My designs went viral, commissions flooding in. As fall painted the city gold, peace settled. Our bond, forged in fire, was unbreakable. We hosted dinners with friends, laughter filling voids. Lena became an ally, toasting our resilience. But whispers of doubt remained. Daphne received a mysterious package. Echoes of the Echolink repaired shards inside. Who sent this? We wondered. Testing it, old emotions resurfaced, but we chose to destroy it again. We don't need it anymore. Our love was human, messy, profound. In quiet moments we'd reflect. The device had sparked, but we fueled the flame. Winter returned, blanketing New York in a hush that amplified our inner worlds. Daphne and I nestled into routines. Mornings with coffee and newspapers, evenings with books by the fire escape. Her app for LGBTQ+ support exploded. Features in Wired and the New York Times. Pride swelled in me as I watched her interview. Her poise a far cry from the icy roommate I'd known. But success bred envy. Colleagues at the nonprofit accused her of stealing ideas. A betrayal that cut deep. Investigations cleared her, but the drama left scars. Why does this keep happening? She despaired. I held her, reminding her of her worth. Together we pivoted, starting our own venture. An app blending my design with her tech, connecting isolated queer individuals virtually. The launch was a whirlwind. Crowdfunding soared, but hackers targeted us. Maria's hand suspected. Cybersecurity battles ensued. Nights blurred in code and coffee. In the climax, we traced the attacks to her, confronting in a sleek office overlooking Times Square. This ends now, Daphne declared. Maria crumbled, admitting jealousy. Legal action followed, closure bittersweet. Through it, our romance deepened. A weekend in the Hamptons, waves crashing as we walked beaches, sharing dreams. I want a family someday, Daphne confessed. The thought warmed me, adoption, building a home. Conflict arose from family. My parents visited, conservative from the Midwest. They adored Daphne at first, but tensions brewed. Over Thanksgiving dinner, politics clashed, her activism clashing with their views. Love is love, Daphne argued passionately. My father stormed out, but later apologized, a small victory for understanding. Emotionally, we navigated lows. Daphne's depression resurfaced, echoes of past traumas. Therapy intensified, me by her side. One night under a full moon she broke. Am I enough? I reassured, our tears mingling. The vulnerability cemented us. Spring heralded change. We moved to a bigger apartment in Harlem, vibrant with culture. Plants filled windows, symbolizing growth. I exhibited my art at a gallery, Daphne my muse. Opening night she proposed formally, with a ring etched in binary code for eternal bond. The ceremony was intimate. Friends, family reconciled, in Central Park under blooming cherries. Vows exchanged. Through betrayals and bonds, I choose you. Honeymoon in Napa, vineyards rolling, toasts to futures. But life tested again. A health scare, my routine check revealing a lump. Biopsy waited agonizingly. Daphne never left my side, her strength my anchor. Benign relief washed over us, appreciating each day more. Our venture thrived, impacting lives. Stories poured in, users finding love, support. One couple credited us for their meeting, a mirror of our journey. As summer faded, reflection set in. The strange device had been a catalyst, revealing hidden affinities. Without it, we'd have remained strangers. Now we were partners in every sense, emotional, romantic, professional. Drama lingered in subtleties. Occasional arguments forgiven quickly. Lena's wedding invited us as maids of honor, full circle. Our story was American. Ambitious, resilient, diverse. In a city of millions, we'd found each other. A testament to human connection. Fall's crisp air carried promises as Daphne and I celebrated our first anniversary. A picnic in Bryant Park, surrounded by falling leaves, we reminisced. From cold shoulders to warm hearts. I toasted with cider. Her laugh, free and genuine, was music. Our app evolved into a non-profit empire. Branches in LA and Chicago. Media dubbed us Tech's Power Couple. But we stayed grounded, volunteering, mentoring youth. One mentee, a teen like Daphne once was, shared her coming out story. "You give me hope." Tears flowed, humanity at its core. Yet, shadows of past betrayals haunted. A lawsuit from Maria's firm, frivolous but draining. Courtrooms in Lower Manhattan became battlegrounds. Daphne testified with poise, our love her shield. Victory came, but exhaustion followed. "Is it worth it?" she questioned. In quiet we reaffirmed. A retreat to Vermont, foliage ablaze, cabin fires crackling. "We're stronger together," we vowed. Romance reignited. Slow dances, shared baths in clawfoot tubs. Not explicit but intimate affirmations. Winter tested resolve. A blizzard trapped us, power out. Candlelit talks delved deep. Fears of loss, dreams of adoption. "Let's start the process," Daphne suggested. Applications filed, hearts open. Spring brought joy. A baby girl, Mia, through foster to adopt. Tiny hands grasped ours, family complete. Challenges arose. Sleepless nights balancing work. But love multiplied. Drama peaked with Claire's return, seeking forgiveness. I was wrong. Reconciliation tentative but healing. At a family gathering, toasts to unity. Our bond, once hidden, now radiated. Community events honored us, but true reward was private. Mia's first steps, Daphne's proud tears. As years blurred, we aged gracefully. Gray streaks in hair. Wrinkles from laughter. The device long forgotten, our connection organic. In a poignant twist, we found an old journal. Daphne's from college, confessing early crushes on women like me. "Fate," I whispered. The end was human. Not perfect but profound. We sat on our porch watching sunsets, hands linked. "Thank you for the strange gift," Daphne said. I smiled. It was always us. Our story closed with hope. Mia growing, inspired by her moms. In America's tapestry we wove a thread of love, resilience, defying odds.